Dutton Ranch episode 7 starts with a flashback of with Beulah when she was younger, so we're getting a bit of a backstory with her. And we're finding out that Joaquin's dad, I think his name was Mario, but I'm not positive. Joaquin's dad was the person to watch over her when she goes out. So she meets some guy in this, they're in this club. Mario was talking to the bartender, and she told him that the guy that Beulah was with paid her $20 to kind of talk to him and distract him. So he rushes out to go figure out where they went because they're gone now. And he takes off down the street, and he sees Beulah at like a gas station or something, and she's standing looking disheveled, holding her cowboy boot, standing by a payphone. And he comes out, and obviously she's been attacked. And she says to him, "Didn't you see me fall off that mechanical bull? That's what you're going to tell my daddy." So the guy raped her, and she didn't want her dad to know. And so Mario, I hope that's his name, but anyway, he agreed that he wouldn't say anything. And she also was holding her boot, and she was like, "I can't find my other boot." Like she was in a little bit of shock. So back to current time, and Beulah's walking around with her. She's getting ready for her party that she's having, that she's going to make a big announcement. When I think she's letting Joaquin take over or something. That's what the announcement was supposed to be. But anyway, she's all dressed up in this suit that everybody thinks is great, and I think it's not. But what do I know about country western stuff? But she was like just walking around being proud of the day. And then she went to the bunkhouse and told the guys, every time she has this party, they always act up. So she had a running tab at another bar, and she said, "Go wreak havoc there." So Beth and Rip are getting ready for the party, and Beth wants Rip to wear a suit. Of course, he doesn't want to, which I don't think we've ever seen Rip in anything other than jeans. So back at the party, Oriana is all dressed up, and she's like, "I knew this was an important day for you." Now, how she went from being wreaking havoc around there and just being a brat to, wanting to do something nice or whatever, or dress nice for her Beulah's big day. So we all know it has something to do with her dad, because he's back. And remember that phone call that she got when she was on the boat with Carter. So Carter and Rip have a moment, and he asks them how school is and just a little chit chat. Beth decides that they should ride the horses to the party. They arrive at the party, and Beulah tells Carter that Ariana's waiting for him or something. And so he goes out to the backyard, and she's talking to some guy she knew from college. From the conversation, you could tell. And she turns around and she completely ignores Carter. When she did acknowledge him, she said that she introduced him as a friend, and she just really blew him off. She told him to go get something to drink. So Carter's pissed, and the sheriff comes up to him basically and says, "Don't start anything." This was funny. Joaquin walked up to Rip, and I guess he thinks they're friends now because of what happened last episode with him helping him get his hand healed up. And Rip was just like, I forgot what he said to him, but he blew him off, and he just kept walking. Zane shows up at the party. I don't know what kind of love story these two have, but there's something. So everyone meets everyone, and Zane meets Rip, and Beth, I think, oh yeah, Beth gave Zane some spurs, and Beulah said they can put them to use, and she'll give him a tour of the ranch tomorrow. And Oriana walks up to them, and she's super sweet to Beulah, and she was like, "Can I steal you for a second?" And she's never sweet to Beulah. I tell you what, though, I don't know. I think I said this before, but I need a backstory on her, because I don't understand why she's so mean. Like she made it clear that she didn't like the way Beulah treated her dad, but there's a lot of hatred in her. So I wonder. I don't know. I wonder. I don't know. I think it has something to do with her mom, but I don't know. But I need to know something. She's very unlikable, Oriana. There was a big brawl at the bar that the ranch hands were at, and basically this guy, which I don't remember his name, the one holding his hand up, but he's kind of fed up with everything that's going on because remember in the beginning that guy that was killed, and then now Chet's missing, and he's just annoyed. And someone said that the one of the guys they were fighting in the bar said that the Ten Pedal is a crooked ranch, and so his story is this guy. I think he's just always going to be rebel against everything because something's wrong with the Ten Pedal. I don't know why he just won't leave, but so Oriana takes Beulah into her office, Beulah's office, and Rob Will is sitting there. And look at Oriana, like she's so pleased that this threw her grandma off. Like this, she caught her by surprise. So Rob Will reads the speech that Beulah was going to give, and he tells her that if you give this ranch to Joaquin, I'll kill him. And he meant it, and she knew it. And he told her, he said, he's like his grandfather, or see, he mentioned his grandfather. And Beulah said, I hated my daddy. And he said, well, I'm just like him. You raised me like him, or something like that. He was like, I'm a killer. And I guess they're just showing us how evil he can be. I mean, we know he's a killer. He killed on the first episode. So when he left, Beulah just looked defeated, like, because she cares about Joaquin and she knows he probably will kill him. So back at the party, these two get into it, and he asked her about that guy, and she was basically telling him to get out of his feelings. And he asked her, did you sleep with him? And she said, if I did, it's none of your business. And she just like being so mean to him. And I don't know if it's because he told her he loved her and he doesn't really know what love is, or if she's just being a bitch. I think it's a little bit of both, but and we all knew this was gonna happen. She's just not. I'm waiting for a nice girl to walk in for Carter to meet. But she told him basically to grow a pair, and he told her, he said, fuck you. And she said, if you remember, I fucked you. I was like, dang. So she just walked off. She told him if he wanted to be with her, and she also said if he wanted a part of the ranch, whatever that means, she said you need to grow a pair, and so or stopped acting like she used some kind of steer bull reference or something, and then she walked off. So Carter grabbed a bottle from behind the bar and took off. So Rob Will was saying something to Joaquin, and it looked like they were kind of getting into it a little bit, and Beulah was watching the whole thing. Rob Will tries to talk to Rip, and he tells him he wants to apologize and that he's an addict and he's working on himself. Which it was a load of bull, but he knows that Rip is the new foreman over the ranch. But Rip was just like, because he said he was in recovery. He was like, congratulations. I hope it works out for you. And Rip walked off like he didn't have anything to say to him because remember, Joaquin said if Rob Will comes back, he'll kill him. And Rip knows that Joaquin is bad news and that he also was the one who put that body on his land. Beulah she gives her speech and she makes the announcement that she is giving the ranch over to Rob Will, which pisses Joaquin off. It took him by surprise. These two. Zane is pissed because they just made that deal. Joaquin leaves and Rob Will follows him to rub it in. And he asks him, do you know what happened to Chet? And he said, Chet was Rob Will said he was always a bad shot, which let Joaquin know that he wanted to get him killed. He had Chet killed. And he said, Joaquin was like, well, that's the last chance you'll ever get. Beulah tries to convince Zane that he'll love Rob Will, and he said, your son is a drug addict. She tries to convince him that Beth and Rip are the brains of the operation. So it'll be good. Y'all, he's so in his feelings about that girl. Carter came, he was in Beulah's office and took that thing off the wall and came down the stairs. Rip gets him out of there, but not before he throws that thing to the ground. Beulah is having a heart attack. And then they flash back to her telling Joaquin's dad that she's pregnant.